Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Sara, Cottrell from EMC. How you doing?
Hey, good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Is it alright if I take a seat?
Please, yes.
I'm just kind of set my stuff up here for you. How you doing today with everything going on? Are you keeping up with a crazy Bryant schedule here?
I am, yes. So far, so good.
Good, great. Yeah, I'm really excited. Jenny told me that you guys had time to meet with us today, and thank you so much for taking that time out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So, I mean, with this weather, it's crazy. Do you do anything in the winter that would make you want to keep getting the snow?
No, I do not. I cannot wait for the summer to get here, so.
I thought mentally by having the skirt on today it would kind of channel spring, but.
Yeah, no, it's, nope, you're just cold, right?
Just chilly. So at least we have the parka and everything on. So Jenny told me that a little bit briefly about your roadmap for Franklin Savings, but I just kind of wanted to delve in more into that. Is that all right if I take some notes in this
Yeah, of
meeting?
course.
Is that okay? Okay, perfect. We have some visuals to go over later. But just kind of to preface, if we could set an agenda, because I think we have about 10 minutes or so.
Yep, 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So just to be respectful of your time, I'd love to sort of set an agenda and see, tell you a little bit more about EMC. I'm not sure how much Jenny's told you in the past about the company, but just kind of give you a background on where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Again, see sort of what your plans are. Personally, I'm just kind of where you see Franklin Savings heading, and see if we can match up sort of the services that we provide with what you need.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So again, just to set an agenda, if that sounds good to you, we can go ahead and delve right in. So just with EMC, to give you a bit of a background, we are a global data solutions provider.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know it seems like a big company. We do work with Fortune 500 companies, but we like to focus as well on small to medium-sized homegrown businesses like yourself.
Yeah, I'm familiar with EMC.
Oh,
you guys
are
are just down the
Okay.
road, so.
Yes. And then so we like to keep those costs in mind and kind of make technology as efficient as possible. So if you're pretty well versed in that, I won't take your time with that. So kind of tell me a little bit more about where you're coming from, where you see Franklin Savings heading in the next, say, 3 to 5 years or so.
Yeah, so I mean, we're doing well here at Franklin Savings. We're growing steadily. We bring on new clients every day. So one thing that we're actually moving towards is we're going to be opening up a new branch office in Hopkinton.
Oh,
That's in the plans at the moment right now, just so we can continue to service the different clients that we have within the region.
that sounds perfect. And do you see sort of with the Hopkinton location as the next step for Franklin Savings is going to be the same sort of setup that you had before, working forward?
Yeah, that's what the plan is
Okay.
right now. Yeah, I mean, what we do today works, so we'll probably just replicate that over there.
Okay, perfect. And tell me a little bit more about what you said what you're doing works now. As far as I know that I don't know too much about your data storage and data solutions in that aspect. So tell me a little bit more about what's working for you right now at Franklin.
Yeah, so I mean, today we leverage direct attached storage throughout the environment. It's pretty much kind of a homegrown solution. I had a hand in growing it from the ground up. So it's something that it works for us at the moment. It's meeting our capacity and performance requirements, but as we continue to grow, it does get a little bit more complex, and it will, I'm sure, as soon as we bring on the other savings bank.
Yeah, definitely. And do you see growth projection-wise, are you planning on essentially doubling your whole clientele at that point then?
I think within 5 or 6 years it will have doubled,
Okay.
but I mean, of course, we're going to have some startup challenges, I'm sure, so, but we'll grow gradually as soon as we open up the Hopkinton ones.
Okay, perfect. And you said that you've had a hand in it since the beginning.
Yep.
With the direct attached storage. Tell me a little bit more about how that's working for you and maybe of some areas that it's possibly might be a little bit of a struggle that moving forward. Is there anything that comes to mind with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's only 3 of us here, so we're kind of limited in regards to resources. And as the direct attached storage continues to grow and we have different islands basically of storage around the department, it's just more to manage. It's more to keep an eye on, and if something goes down, God forbid, it can consume a lot of time trying to bring that back up and restoring it.
I can imagine. And you said if something goes down, obviously that would certainly pose an issue. Do you have a lot of instances of that in the past, or is
A couple, none that I'd like to think about ever again.
But
They're pretty much a disaster, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I'm going to tell you a little bit later about what EMC has to offer, so hopefully we could alleviate the potential of that in the future.
Okay.
And so with the direct attached storage, again, just going off about, you say, the maintenance and the possible repair of that, with the physical space, is that also something that might pose an issue? Is square footage and
Definitely
all that?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're experiencing a little bit of server sprawl at the moment already. So that is a little bit of a concern for me. Is where are we gonna put all of this as we continue to grow?
Yeah. And so you said with 3 employees, I mean, if for each time that you need to add a server, what's that process like? Can you walk me through that a little bit? Each time you need to add a server, like if your data expands?
So I mean, I pretty much keep an eye on how much storage is left in each of the different solutions as we continue to grow. When it looks like we're reaching some capacity limits on it, I work through Ginny to just get a new server brought in. It's about a $6,000 to $7,000 acquisition cost, I would say. But as soon as we plug it in and we get everything offloaded and balance it and direct whichever workload is going to be to that server, we're pretty much back where we need it to be. So
You're back on
for a good amount of time. Yeah.
Okay, great. And so just to go forward with that, just to reiterate, make sure that we're on the same page. So you've got that initial cost, and then of course there, I'm assuming would be utilities costs and maintenance costs and all that good stuff, or maybe not so good stuff that's along with that. And you said that that's working well for you right now. Would you be open to a transition IT-wise if it could eliminate things like the costs that we just discussed? Would you be open to hearing about that?
Yeah, I mean, eliminating costs would be something that I'd definitely be open to. I will tell you, I'm not the decision maker here. Everything has to go through the owners, Betty and George, so they're going to be the people that definitely get the final say.
And now, today, you just mentioned Betty and George as the owners. Is there anyone else that might benefit on sitting in the rest of the meeting, or?
No, they're the main people for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. So potentially, if things go well today, we can have them in on the next route, and we'll kind of lay the groundwork with you and see if it's something that would interest the company as a whole, and then move forward that way. So again, cost obviously is coming out to me as being one of the predominant sort of areas of concern for you.
Yeah.
And you said that you only have 3 employees. Is it also kind of taking up time-wise as well, or is cost the main concern that we're working with?
Is what taking up time?
Each time you implement the new server.
Oh yeah, it does take a little bit of time for sure, but I mean that's my job, right?
Yeah. So you're going to go along with that, of course. So again, I'm just kind of going to run through this, and we can continue going back and forth about sort of where our services might meet your needs. But I know it seems like you know a bit about EMC coming in on it. So I wanted to tell you more specifically about the VNXE system. And I brought just a little visual just to go over so you can see. This is more cloud storage. So in comparison to what you guys are working with now, it's obviously not a physical unit. We have the physical server to begin with, and then it's a cloud network. And so I'm not sure how familiar you are. I'm sure the term gets tossed around with IT.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar.
So basically what it is all of the information, our priority with any client's information, especially something like a credit savings union, would be security and sort of efficient and effective data storage management.
Okay.
And so we like to kind of go by data click manage. It's super simple and everything is secure, but it's not going to be stored in the physical servers that you're using now for direct attach. So that's going to save you in the cost that we spoke about earlier. You said it's about $6,000 to $7,000 per acquisition, and then obviously the maintenance and utilities costs as well. So this is kind of a one implementation, and then all of the information gets added to the storage. So just kind of what you said about the sort of 5-year plan in Hopkinton, this might be helpful as well with that expansion to link your data. So you can access the information, and your clients can access the information from either location. So moving forward, it could definitely, I believe it would be a great asset to your company. And as far as IT tech, I know probably you're more technical than I am in that aspect. So what I would love to do, again, if we, down the road, set up a meeting with Betty and George, I could get some of our IT guys in here and give you some more information about the whole setup and installation through running, if that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make the most sense. We definitely need to engage them going forward. I don't have any decision-making power.
Definitely.
What would you...
If Betty and George, if we could go ahead and set up a meeting for next week.
Okay.
I know Tuesdays work great for me if that works for you, and I can get the IT guys in here and we can give you a whole demonstration.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, would Tuesday at 2 work for you?
Yep.
Okay, great. And so what I can do is I have a card for you, just in case. I know I dropped one off at the front desk, but in case you needed that personally. Do you have one I could grab from you as well?
Sure.
Okay. Great. So I will send a confirmation email
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and clarify this a bit more when we have the server in and see if it's going to be something that's going to meet your needs.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Thanks so much
thank you.
for taking the time with me today.
Thanks.
That was so
So good.
cute that you made